News is a very important part of our society. It gives us information from all around the world. The newspaper is the most iconic form of news, and even though it is starting to decline due to the technology age, we cannot ignore the most important thing newspaper gave to this world: the comic strip. The comic strip is a great way of adding a little bit of humor to one's day. They have also developed into their own niches of entertainment. For example, the Peanuts and Garfield were able to grow out of the newspaper and enter new mediums that have allowed generations of people to enjoy them. So let's look at what makes a comic strip. A comic strip usually takes real-life or close to real-life situations and illustrates them in a format that people can relate to. For example, the Peanuts comics are about childhood growth and misconception, something all of us went through at some point. The Lockharts are about life as a couple or family. Couples can easily relate to predicaments created in this comic. Non-couples can still relate to it based on what they've seen others do and what they anticipate it's like. Now, to make a comic strip, there are some simple steps you need to take. The first step is writing out what's in your comic. Picking a starting point can sometimes be a daunting task, but it's really as easy as can be. Just pick a topic of your life to write about: work, school, driving, food, etc. People love to see what's happening in other people's lives. If you're still having a hard time, literally just use what you were just doing before watching this video. After you have your idea, draw your panels. The average amount of panels I saw while researching was about 4. This allows you to use the first 3 to set up your setting, characters, and situation, so that you can use the 4th panel to deliver your punchline. Your dimensions should be width 13 inches and height 4 inches, since this is the regular amount of space given for a strip. When making these with computer software, it's good to make them bigger while keeping them to scale so that you can draw more effectively while keeping the details correctly proportional when you scale them down to the right size. A one-panel comic is also possible. You just need to be able to put all parts of your story into one frame. Next step is to draw out your comic. Make sure to start with pencil. This step can also be daunting to people, especially if you think you can't draw. Start with simple shapes. You can even use stick figures. A simple character does not detract from the enjoyment of the medium. Just look at the Peanuts. They have simple design, but the enjoyment comes from relating to what they are doing or talking about. This leads into the next step. Add what the characters are saying. Do not underestimate the power of the talk balloon. The talk balloon is a recognized symbol by basically everyone, and it keeps your words clear and readable. Next, add some detail to the scenes: facial expressions and environment. Finally, go over it with pen or a firm dark line of some sort to give it a professional look. For practice, I made my own comic. I decided to go with children who don't fully understand the world, and information from a grown-up that can be misinterpreted. So you can enjoy the comic before I explain it, here it is. Alright, so the joke I was working off of was Beats headphones miscommunicated as vegetable beats. So to make this work, the kid is digging in a garden. To give the scene some punch, I added a second kid to ask what he was doing. That's what makes the first 2 panels, the question and the explanation. Next, I added a pause for the audience to laugh or groan at the dad joke. Then for the 4th panel, I have both kids digging to make it look like the second kid believes him and adding a second joke. In reality, this whole comic could actually be done with the second panel only, making it a one-panel comic. After all, in this scene, we have the setting, digging in the garden, the characters, the 2 kids, one to talk to the other, and the situation and punchline in one, the dad telling the kid to grow his own beets. But this is just my opinion, and you can put yours in the comments. What's your favorite comic strip? What would you make your comic strip about? And where do you think comic strips are going in the future?